Hey guys, I'm Katie Broom from Parapsis Press.
And I've had a long week.
And today we're doing a Lego stream. We are opening bag 34 of Lego Rivendell.
I'm just gonna tweet here.
Yeah. Trying to get some additional space here. Here is the current piece. Big chunk we are building. Last time we did this archway. And I think most of let me just double check. Let's say the wrong thing. Yeah, we built up a lot of this upper area.
So this is going to be like more arches and stuff at the top, or is it going to be starting to build? I think it's probably going to be more at the top, right?
I think it's more on the top.
Yeah, because I think the council itself is the very last thing.
Yes. Yep. We're building up.
Nice. Well, this should be fun. I feel like we finally got to, like, this is a very good Lego set, don't get me wrong, but I haven't felt a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
Before the last couple times we've been working on this, where it really feels like each bag adds a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Would you like to start?
No, why don't you go ahead?
Okay.
I'm still getting something to drink here.
Okay. Oh, I didn't get myself something to drink.
We're probably not going to go a super long time tonight. So
we're getting started a bit late.
Yeah, getting started a bit late. We're all a little bit under the weather. We won't focus on that, but yeah.
I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. I just building on this end.
You can aim this too.
Oh, I suppose.
I never ate supper.
Oh, yeah. Oops. All right.
All right. Let's see here. Just make sure. Okay, yeah. Tweet is out. Okay, so We got to think more about how to set the camera table up, because there's just not enough room.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we're building this first. I should have looked. Okay. So yeah, it looks like we're building this arch that's going to connect over this stairway here. Nothing too fancy here.
Well, today I had my first of my. You know, when you're single, you always hear these stories from parents that are like throw up stories. I've got one now.
I mean, that's not the first time one of the kids has thrown up on you, but it's probably the worst, right?
Well, it wasn't getting it on me so much as like being in a store when it happened, like knowing that the majority of the mess is going to be someone else's problem and just feeling horrible about that.
It's okay. I got most of it.
Luckily, there was nobody else in the bathroom.
Should I just do this one too?
Yeah, go for it.
It's okay, though. Our son seemed to feel a lot better after throwing up.
Yeah.
He was very sad and cranky this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then after he threw up, he was fine for pretty much the rest of the day. I mean, sleepy. Yeah. He slept in the car on the way home, but he seemed very happy and like himself tonight.
Yeah, he did.
It's always sad when your little kids are sick. Our kids don't get sick a lot.
Yeah.
Because they're home with us. We're not sending them to daycare where they're picking up random stomach bugs and stuff. So when they actually are when they're actually throwing up, it's kind of sad.
They get so sad too, right? Their little chubby cheeks kind of sag.
Mm-hmm. And then when they're old enough to understand that they're sick and going to throw up, then they get really sad.
Yeah.
Our daughter.
So you did this side, right? And not this one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, our daughter, there was a time a few months ago when she got sick and she was just really like traumatized by it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's okay. I think everybody's kind of on the mend at this point.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd like it to be.
William Jeffrey Rankin is here. Hello.
Oh, hey.
He sent a lot of specific comments about the formatting.
Awesome.
Of our
Thank
book.
you.
So, yeah, and I need to look more carefully because I don't remember which ones of those were intentional choices.
I think I screwed up. Could you get this little one by one off?
Yeah. I can't remember which of those were intentional choices. Some of it might have just been kind of building off whatever the LaTeX book default was, because that's what we're using for print formatting. Is it's like the book default and then a lot of different packages or whatever the term is that extend it. And we also were looking at different books that we had in our collection that we liked. So pretty much everything that we, made a conscious decision for, we found an example of
Yeah.
in some book. There definitely could be things that we overlooked, though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or just we chose something that was maybe odd. So I'm looking forward to going through that list with you to kind of refresh what we were doing. The fun thing is if we come up with revisions, there's nothing that prevents us from remaking the first book with updates, like a better title page and better formatting and stuff.
We gotta decide what to call this one too.
Yeah.
Last year it was just like Periapsis Christmas.
Yeah.
This year it's like, well, we can't call it Periapsis Christmas.
Yeah. So that might be something that we do. Is we could put out another edition of the first book. One of the things that I'm really proud of is that my my script that I wrote for generating the cover image, you just give it the number of pages of the PDF and it sizes everything properly, and it worked basically on the first try.
Yeah.
So and I've heard horror stories about people having to fiddle with that to get it accepted. We did have a little bit of a issue because it actually printed proofs, and then the same exact configuration wouldn't actually be published because there is stuff a little bit outside of the margins on the spine. But basically, I knew that we were outside of the margins.
Yeah.
So as soon as I realized that they were going to be sticklers about that, I was able to fix it, and then they took it on the first try. So whatever modifications we make, we're not going to have to sit and fiddle with the cover layout to get it to work. So we can spend our time fiddling with formatting instead.
Hi to Christopher Menkhaus and Isaac Anderson and Doug Wise. And Isaac Anderson suggests more Periapsis Christmas as a title. Just put off the problem till next year is what you're saying.
Let's see here. Is that where that goes? I think so, right?
Yep. Looks
nice. Okay. Cool. Should I do this here too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely just call it Periapsis Christmas 2. Like, there isn't really any problem with that. We could also give it a year name, so we could call it Periapsis Christmas 2023.
Or we could do a lot of anthologies use the first story as the title.
Yep, something in other stories.
Yep.
Periapsis Christmas 2 2023. That's what we should call it. Is there any theme that's emerging across the stories that we could use for a title? Other than Christmas.
Let's see.
Don't say anything about the stories.
Yeah.
Yet, because we don't know who. You haven't gotten like.
I haven't paid anybody.
Yeah,
yet,
you haven't paid anybody yet.
So things are.
So don't talk about specifics.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
The Revenge of Periapsis Christmas.
Very nice. it's I don't know.
Here you go.
They're Christmas and they're like more action oriented, like maybe not action is the right word, but like
Do we have any enemies who are putting out a Christmas anthology that we could give it a very similar name and cover to?
they're not enemies, but there's the group that's doing the winter advent of winter Kickstarter right now. But as far as I know, they're cool people. So really, why am I building in these curves?
The only person on that list I recognize is Tori Tekken. So they just must all be from that.
Yeah.
Oh, Zach Argyle.
Babe, I'm having trouble with this placement here.
It's just got be come down more vertically on it.
Oh, okay. My usual problem. Here you are. Oops. You.
Oh wow, that is sick.
What is?
Google just put out a animation. I think it's an animation of. I gotta see if I can find the source. Somebody's just shared it on Twitter.
Okay.
But I don't know where exactly it came from. It appears to be sort of a visualization of how Transformers work.
Oh.
And it looks really sweet.
Okay. Well, what kind of a transformer here?
The machine learning model.
Okay.
So it's basically how all of these, like ChatGPT works.
Okay.
Look at this.
Oh. Okay.
It's like visualizing the tensor math.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Do you want to share it? On screen or?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just distracted by it. I'll retweet it. I think it's supposed to be a visualization of a transformer, but I'm not sure.
Where did you go? There.
Yeah, Google isn't building Michael Bay transformers. Yeah, there's a specific kind of machine learning model that underlies all of these large language models like ChatGPT and all that stuff. It's very complicated and very computation intensive. And as somebody who did work with a lot of other machine learning models, I still find transformers pretty hard to wrap my head around and hard to visualize exactly how that works. So kudos to somebody for trying to make a nice animation to visualize it. But I think it's one of those things where it's complicated. So even a nice visualization is still going to be hard to understand.
Mm.
Need to just sort some of these out because I can't see what I'm looking for. Okay. Here we go. That's interesting. You don't see these every day. It's like a hinged plate.
Yeah, I just built with 2 of them.
Yeah. There have been variations on that part for a long time. When I was little, I had a Lego fire engine that had a folding hinged plate like that. Kind of similar on the top. Okay, and then over here, nice. Okay, we're adding some more arches. This is showing it from the front, but I'm going to flip it around to the back to do this. So
Oh, that's interesting. It's actually having them facing the back. You
yeah,
guys will notice.
I think that makes sense because you're not really going to be able to see it too well from the front with the
Sure.
roof coming down.
Isaac asks if we've seen those Lego machine videos where the guy sinks boats and stuff.
He sinks, but I'm not sure if I've seen boat videos particularly, but I often watch videos where people test Lego components by just gearing them up, like building crazy gear ratios or building different mechanical assemblies with them. It's always fun. What in particular are you thinking about with the boats? I know I've seen videos where people test if Lego boat kits float, which of course they never do because they're not designed to, but
Okay. I'm just gonna back this up a bit. Sorry, guys. Okay.
find it?
Yes. Luckily, it wasn't too tiny.
Oh, he builds Lego machines to sink Lego boats. That sounds fun.
So part of the reason that we were so late is my computer restarted and it's still like rebooting stuff in the background here. It's driving me nuts.
Creates vortexes. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I see. So it's like that.
There's a guy who does these videos where he tests the strength of different Lego components. So he will create these assemblies that will like gear things up, and then with a Lego motor, and then we'll try to twist an axle and see if it can break it, or things like that. And it's really interesting because Lego pieces being plastic, especially when you stack a lot of them together, there's a lot of give and strain, like capability to deform in them. So they can store a lot of energy. Like you can kind of wind them up, and then sometimes they can be really hard to break, or sometimes easy to break. And it's just the way things work isn't always what you expect. I always wished as a kid that I could have like a whole bunch of Lego Technic pieces to just build random stuff with, and I never did. So it's neat to watch those. It's neat to watch those channels and see how things actually behave. He once built, I think it was a 1 to Google, like the number Google gear ratio, where it just kept. So basically, it would take for like literally forever to make one revolution of the final gear. Like basically until the sun explodes, because everything is moving so slowly. It's kind of funny to think about stuff like that sometimes. Okay, nice. We're finally building this out now.
Fun. Excuse me. I'm pretty excited about the anthology. It's what I've been working on.
Yeah, you've been editing a lot of the stories.
Yeah.
I did a little bit of work on the tools so far, but most of what I have to do kind of has to wait until everything's all together. I mean, I could start with some of it, but I just don't want to start copying things back and forth before we're ready.
That's how you end up with the wrong version.
Yeah, and all of my whole system is designed to avoid things like that. So. Oh, this is kind of interesting. So we're putting a ratcheted hinge inside a little window piece. It's kind of unique.
Why are we doing that?
Well, it's going to go here. So I'm wondering if this isn't going to be something that's going to attach.
Oh, like a
clip. Yeah.
Okay.
I see that there. So that might be.
Okay.
It's kind of odd.
It'd be really interesting to see how this all goes together.
One thing about this set is that I don't think we're missing.
Isn't that black one there?
Oh, yeah. It didn't look like right in the light. There isn't a lot of different ways to display this set because it kind of all links together and sits in one way. You can't really rearrange the pieces of it at all. Which is fine.
Yeah.
But
it's just
some of the bigger sets have a couple different ways to display, like that castle can open up so it can sort of be set out flat or folded up.
What's it say?
It says the snap connection on the 2x4 hinge bases is positioned so that it is exactly 10 modules away from the upper cross axle holes. I'm not sure what they're talking about there. We'll see. Yeah, so William Jeffrey Rankin says that he began his yearly reread of Lord of the Rings, and he's currently on Shadow of the Past. Shadow of the Past might be like my favorite part of Lord of the Rings, which is kind of a bummer that comes so early. But I just think it's really neat how it makes engaging backstory. And I haven't reread the whole Lord of the Rings for a while, but a couple of years ago I reread Shadow of the Past, and I was really surprised by there's like a lot of personification of and metaphor for how Frodo's feeling about what Gandalf is telling him, and the wind and different things like that, if I remember right. It's all just really well done. Not over the top, not gushing, but just straightforward and nice.
Okay. Here's this clip that they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Yeah.
As far as 10, as they say 10, do they say 10 modules?
Upper cross axle holes. Is that these?
Could be, but it says holes.
Yeah. Unless it's talking about these. These?
Oh, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So that is they're calling out the integer math again.
Okay.
So the pieces are positioned in such a way that there is an exact even number of probably 10 studs between this hole and this hole on that hypotenuse. Crate Spain and Fiona Wolf are here. Hello.
Hey.
Fiona Wolf asked how many pieces in the whole set. 40K? No, not that many. It's what? It's 5K? It's like 5,200?
I'm seeing a lot of numbers here.
I can just look it up if you
6167.
Okay, so about a little bit over 6,000.
Yeah. All right, I think I did all of that. All right. There you go, my love.
Okay.
That's the end of this bag.
Oh, nice. This looks like it's going to be a little... Oh, you didn't put...
What?
Wait, no, you did. Sorry.
Okay.
This looks like it's going to be like a little gargoyle of some kind here.
Oh, fun.
I don't know exactly what it's supposed to
What
be.
else is supposed to
Maybe an owl or something.
Cute. Crate Spain, definitely do other stuff.
Yeah.
Be productive.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Part of the reason that we like doing these streams is I think both Katie and I enjoy having a live stream on when we do creative work. I know I do. It kind of feels like you have a buddy that that you're working with.
Yeah.
And we sort of hope that we can offer that for other people. Have just kind of a chill time, maybe just the amount of distraction that you need, but you can get some things done.
Yeah.
Have some fun.
We were just talking about that earlier today.
That's really cool. Is that focus? I can focus pretty close, right? It's just very bright.
It just takes it a minute, I think.
Okay, and these are going down this side here. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is that distance that they're talking about.
Yeah.
And you could actually probably see it if you held these together, because this would be
About 10.
Well, this
8 and a
is
half.
12, right? Because it's 3 times 4, so you can see about 10 comes out, these two, and then half of this one.
Yeah, that's
between
what
those two.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Maybe this is
maybe
it's a clip that attaches to this part, because there's that front part that's going to come out here too. Yeah.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Part of the fun of Lego is you're like building something interesting, and then you find out later what it was. But I suspect that's supposed to be just a little detail.
Oh no.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, 35.
35. I put them all in order so I don't have to go rummaging.
Nice. Well, we're getting down to the point where there's not so many left.
Fiona Wolf comments about how big the whole thing is.
Mhm.
For anybody who's new to this chill stream, this is only part of it. We've got 2 more pieces back behind us here.
Yeah, this is maybe about half the width of the total thing.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more than half, because there's a section of roof with a tower that goes on this side, and then there's the little bridge and the gazebo over on this side.
Mm-hmm.
This is certainly the biggest piece by square area.
Looks like we'll be doing some fancies.
Yep, this bag is going to go fast, I bet.
Yeah.
I'll start sorting.
We'll probably have to do some iterations of things.
Yeah, multiple copies of it.
These are roly-poly.
Yeah, you can see we're probably going to be building more things like these columns here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, let's dive in.
Okay.
So these 2 first.
Simple start.
Yep. It's kind of fun how many different types of columns there are in this set. There's these windows that have built-in columns, and then there's totally brick-built ones, and there's individual piece ones, and there's candlestick-built ones.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So this is a 2x piece. Oh, nice. This is an interesting note. So this detail element piece, it says, was originally developed as a magic effect for Lego Elves characters in 2017.
Oh.
So they had some kind of Elves line, I guess. 2017. Yeah, Anne is saying that she loves the little swirls on the columns.
Yeah, they're great. Anne is knitting along this evening.
Yes.
Great. Counting stitches in black yarn. Oh no. Well, I hope the new pattern goes well. Oh, Fiona Wolf. I saw that.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand it. It's like no one none of us anyway are saying read until you die, right? Like,
Yeah, there's a certain kind of person that just has to be the voice of being contrary
yeah.
in every conversation. And I know you went back and forth with him, Fiona Wolf, and he seemed to be being a little bit more reasonable, but I just, at this point, I have zero tolerance for people like that. You know, like if you're going to pull out that kind of,
You know,
you can start.
oh,
There's
I'm
two of them.
sorry. I was,
Yeah, it's
um,
I just don't care what you have to say about anything anymore because you've proved that you're just the kind of person who wants to be the devil's advocate or whatever. And it's
Yeah.
like we're all adults here.
yeah.
We're all adults here. We don't need that kind of negativity, in my opinion. So these are actually pretty much identical to these.
Okay. What am I doing here? I can't see. Oh, there it is. I was doing an approximate job over here. Yeah, the conversation in question, for anybody who's not familiar, the gentleman said, what if you have no right to escape? That is clearly language meant to provoke.
I had a good comment on my retweet.
Oh yeah?
From Arthur P. Dutton. He said, I was trained that I have a duty to attempt to escape. The military wanted me to escape a POW camp if I were captured, but I interpret the duty more broadly. I thought that was a really great sentiment.
Yeah, like Fiona Wolf says here, it's not about denying reality.
Mm-hmm.
And they always try to make it sound like that's what people are doing.
Mm-hmm.
But the people in our circles who are doing fiction,
Mm-hmm.
who are enjoying fiction, are not neglecting responsibilities.
Yeah.
There are people who are pretty passionate about,
Yeah.
you know.
And I was amazed because, it's like I'll make that assumption, but even in Fiona Wolf's original tweet, that was part of it. She was making a statement about escaping while still fulfilling your responsibilities. So it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people also just don't understand how to tweet, and this guy just had a couple followers, so he might be new. Some people just don't understand that you can't just barge into random people's conversations and say crap like that and not get dragged. So he might have been like sincerely trying to say something.
Yeah.
And it just came out wrong. But I mean,
should we switch those? They both have their dot.
I think
I can't figure. This one doesn't have one on one side.
So, oh, interesting. They are actually
sided.
They are actually mirror images of each other. That's interesting. So yeah, we should switch them.
Okay.
Yeah, the weird thing about that guy too is he's an author. So
Yeah.
I don't know what his problem is.
Yeah.
I think, like I said in my tweet, just a case of chronic boomerism.
Oh, here's a swirly piece.
The sort of, oh, you just have to work hard. If life isn't going your way, it's because you're not working hard enough kind of brand of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you grew up in the last generation, which that was remotely true. So I don't need to hear it.
Yeah. What right
Mm-hmm.
do you have to spend your time as you please?
The more I think about it, the more it's just such a stupid thing to say that he must have meant something else.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's kind of how I took it in my tweet. I said that it was a nonsensical statement. It doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got dragged pretty good for it though, so let that be a lesson.
Yeah, I don't want to gang up on people who are like new to Twitter and stuff, but it was such a dumb thing to say. I strongly disagree.
Well, and it's not like an innocent dumb thing to say.
Right.
Some people stumble into conversations and say stupid things because they're trying to be nice or trying to make an interesting point or something.
Right.
I have little patience at this point for people who kind of go into other people's mentions to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
Just be gone. Instant block.
Mm-hmm.
There's an unlimited number of people with opinions in the world. I don't need to see yours on any subject again. This is really cool.
Is this a railing or what is this?
I think it's gonna come down from the ceiling. I think.
Oh, upside down.
I believe something like this. Maybe we'll find out. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, this is cool. So this is going to connect into the top. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer so people can see. So these columns are made out of these candlestick pieces. This is a fairly new piece, and it's kind of cool because it's like this minifigure hand-sized thing on the top and a corresponding hole in the bottom, so you can plug them into each other. You can plug little flames in. You can also put certain things on top, like this goes into a piece like this, and then
a stud with a hole.
Yeah, stud that has the hole in the top. It's like there's a lot of pieces that have this little size, but anyway, so this, like here, these cones have the normal size stud with the hole in the top, so it's going to go down, so that switches the direction of the studs. Right, because the studs are facing up.
Yeah.
Here they're facing up, and then we're going to switch the direction by
putting the candlestick piece into the top.
You see that happens here too, right? With these. So it's
the same
method for doing a complete 180 of the building direction.
Fun. Look at that.
And I think they have this going behind.
They're not straight.
No. Oh, actually, no, they have these going the other way. I got that wrong.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Can you hold the top? And these go behind. Oh, okay, I see. Actually, these are supposed to be lined up because this was pivoting over, right? This is at a little bit of an angle. This is at a little bit of an angle.
Oh, I
So
see.
all of these should be parallel, roughly parallel. Okay, we can fiddle with that later.
Yeah.
I think we're going to end up building some stuff across here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I should have read that earlier. Okay, so there's two of these.
I'm not so sure that I like how it looks. These, I think it looks cool. It's fine.
I don't think there's really a better part usage, a better set of parts you could build something like this with than what they did.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to fiddle with this a little bit though to get it lined up.
Yeah.
Later.
I don't know. It just feels a little too cosmic horror-y, I guess. Like that's where I'm at with this. Same with the top of that gazebo.
Oh, the gazebo.
There's something about it that just doesn't look right. It just kind of looks squirmy to me.
Okay. Great Spain asks a good question. David, any Holy Grail action figures or Lego sets? So Lego sets, I don't really collect used or vintage Lego sets. I've kind of decided not to go down that road because it would just take up too much space. So like some current stuff that is out right now that I would like to get at some point would be the Galaxy Explorer remake that they made, and I would like to get the new Pirates set, the bay, like the bay and the trading post or whatever it's called. If I was to collect vintage stuff, I would definitely try to get a hold of some of the vintage Pirates stuff because that's stuff that I always really admired as a kid but never had. Of course, I would always keep my eye out for some of the more rare Lego Star Wars sets it would be really cool to find something like that at a garage sale. But I actually really like modern Lego a lot, so if there isn't so much like a something that I feel like I missed that I need to have.
There was kind of a break there for a while.
Yeah, honestly, that's kind of how it is with action figures too. Some of my favorite action figures in the different lines that I am collecting right now are the more recent ones. So I don't feel like there's something, I need to go back and get. One thing that I wish I could have gotten, and I have been pricing out on eBay a little bit, is a couple years ago. So this was before I was into it. They did a Kickstarter for a classic Spawn figure.
Okay.
It's a 7-inch figure. It's like mostly in the style of the current ones, but there's some sort of different things about it. It's like a throwback to the original Spawn figure. It's a little bit more posed, but still has good posability, and it is like a classic Spawn, like his original costume. So that's something that I might buy someday. It was originally in the Kickstarter, it was like $40, which is an insanely good deal for that kind of thing. There should be one more candlestick. Can you help me find it?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. And now on eBay they're like 175 or 200. But that might be something I spring for at some point if I keep collecting Spawn stuff, just because it's kind of a neat. I like stuff like that where it's sort of a modern take on a vintage thing. That's something that Lego does a lot now, like those modern pirate sets,
Yeah.
where they kind of take the vintage thing, keep the cool aspects of it, but then sort of use modern technology to make it better. I'm trying to think if there's any Star Wars action figures. Like, it's hard to call any of them Holy Grail figures because none of them are like super expensive or super rare, at least the ones that I'm interested in. How about you, Crate Spain? Do you have sort of, I know you're big into minis and like Gundam stuff. Is there any Holy Grail stuff like that you're always keeping your eye out for?
Okay. Let's see here. Goofy sleeves here. Out of the way.
Lost Planet 2, 3.5-inch action figures. Oh, that's cool. So are those like from the video game? Or is it just something else called Lost Planet 2? Oh, nice. That's cool. So 3.5, that's pretty small. Are they small like that to be sized for vehicles? Core memory unlocked. Isaac Anderson is having Lost Planet flashbacks. That's not a game I ever really played. I think my friend showed me a little bit of it once, but I never got into it. Those look like really cool figures too.
All right, I'm supposed to hand this off.
Okay.
Just built a line.
Yeah. I don't really have actually any vehicles for the action figures that I have. That's not something I've collected. I do have quite a few of the Power of the Force 2 Star Wars figures, and they did make some nice vehicles for those that if I ever feel like I have room for it, might be kind of fun to get.
I have no idea what this is. What are you even building? Spawn doesn't have giant mechs. I take it, just bigger demons.
Yeah, and I have so in the modern Spawn line there are a few mega figures. Not all of them are anything to write home about. but I do have one of the best ones, which is the big violator. And he was one of the first figures I got, just because I realized I started watching YouTube videos of people talking about Spawn, the modern Spawn stuff, and like multiple people said that figure is their favorite from the wave and maybe one of their favorite action figures, period. And when they said that, and then I saw that you could still get one on Amazon, I'm like, I just gotta get this right away so I don't miss it. And it's great. I love that thing.
Our son, who was 1.5, just loved it when it came out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Said his little babble word for
Monster.
basically monster.
Yeah. And when he sees it still, he goes, ah. This is what I really like about the Spawn stuff, is that even if you don't know anything about the comics, it's just they look cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're super colorful. There's a lot of variety in the sizes of the figures, so they all feel kind of very, very distinct in their own way, and they just are so much fun to take out of the box. It's like they look cool in the package, and then you take them out and they're even cooler. They just make you say, wow. It's really fun. I've not really had that experience with much else. Maybe Lego, like when you sort of look at the Lego box, and then when you build it, you're kind of like, whoa, this is bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Or, like this set is like this.
Just keeps getting bigger. I'm sure our son would approve of vehicles and mechs.
Yeah,
as well.
And there's a bunch of if I ever get into collecting the vintage Spawn stuff, which I don't know if I will, because I just don't think it looks as cool as the newer stuff. They have some fun vehicles in that. It was just more random stuff that they made to play with, not really following the comics or anything, but just fun random stuff, monster trucks and things. So at some point we're gonna do an action figure day, because I got a whole bunch of Cyberfrog action figures from Ethan Van Sciver's campaign, so we're gonna unbox those when they come. I think they'll probably come before Christmas, but
we'll see, I guess.
So I'll talk more about Spawn, but just as long as we brought up the mega figures. So just for size comparison, here is the Mortal Kombat Spawn, which I just love. Like, this is such an awesome figure. And here is the Violator mega figure, which it has basically the same articulation as this figure. Almost. There's maybe a couple less points, but it's got joints in the feet and ankles and knees. It's got these great hinged claws. The mouth opens and closes, and it's just huge. Like, just look at how big this is. It's awesome. The only thing about it is it has slightly weak ankles, so you have to fiddle with it sometimes to get it to stand in a particular pose. But once you get it stable, it's very sturdy. And certainly if you were to just be a kid and playing with this, it would do whatever you wanted it to. It's just a wonderful figure.
All right, so I am attaching this top piece, and so we built this arch here that went on these two gray pillars on this plane, and then it's attached to this bar that I just put in, but to these columns that we built, it has this hooked piece that goes into the top of this one.
That's what those are for.
Yep. So this is not connected to this by anything except this little hook.
So that's another example of kind of stud direction being reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Here, basically, when these candlesticks go into this stud, it switches from the studs facing up to facing down.
Mm-hmm.
And then here, that little bar going into that Technic hole connects something that's upside down to something that's right side up again. And here, these things are flipping direction too.
Yep. So then these little arms are attached to these, but there's a lot of give there. And then it's attached to one stud in each corner here. So this bar is attached to one stud here, and then held basically up here by this guy. Well, that was a fun build. And we're not done.
So Theonival says that's a fairly tall figure. Yeah, so the Violator is really big, but even the ordinary figures, the McFarlane figures are big because they're 7-inch scale. So a lot of stuff used to be 6-inch scale, and Star Wars Black Series stuff is 6-inch scale too. But with the Spawn stuff, it's 7-inch, and a lot of the characters are supposed to be tall anyway. So Spawn in the comics is supposed to be like 7 feet tall, so he stands about 7.5 inches. So they're just big.
Yeah, and they there's a lot of variety. When we do the action figure stream, you'll see it's not like the 7 inches is everybody lines up and they're all the same height.
Yep.
They all have different body types, different postures. It looks fantastic all lined up.
Yeah. I really like the McFarlane stuff for that reason. Black Series is good too, as far as having height variety, but McFarlane stuff being kind of done in that cartoonish style, just there's so much variety in it, and it really, really looks cool as a collection.
Yeah,
it's just kind of not like anything else that I've found. I think I didn't think much about it before I got into the Spawn comics a little bit, but I think somebody, even like I said, who didn't read the comics could just kind of appreciate how it looks. Here's another integer connection.
Oh, nice.
So there's something like that, I think, here down below with these arches. So now we're just building some stuff across the top to lock everything together. That's pretty satisfying.
So I don't know if you guys could see that. We just did these. Here. Okay.
All right. Should we do one more bag or call it good?
Let's do another bag.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Yep.
I like to feel like I got something done today.
Yeah. It's been a long week. Not a lot of stuff getting gotten done.
So just a picture of my day. I decided that the best way to go to this craft fair that my family goes to every year would be to get the kids up early and go before breakfast. So it's an hour drive to my parents. So I got up early, got everything loaded up into the car, and then got the kids up, got them dressed, and everything, got them in the car. They didn't sleep in the car on the way there.
Cape. Boromir.
I think this is the last cape. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how many figures there are left. Probably just a couple.
Yeah. And we stopped and got breakfast on the way. Pretty much right before we arrived. So we took it and finished eating at my parents' house. And then pretty much right after that, got in the car and went to this craft fair. Which I love doing that. It kind of kicks off the holiday season for me. And we had a fun time. Little boy was kind of cranky. He didn't want to be in a stroller. He wanted to be around, running around, touching stuff, But the girlie did a really good job.
I mean, occasionally he would kind of be mournful for no particular reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's sick. I think he's sick.
Yeah. Well, he had a snot nose yesterday. I was sticking right there. Camera can't see him. There we go. We finished at the craft fair and decided to, instead of sticking around and having lunch there, because everybody had just eaten like a pretty big breakfast, we decided to leave and go to Best Buy, because it's one of the things we like to do. And the intention was that we would have lunch at my parents' and hang out with them for a while, and then head home again during nap time, and then have kind of a chill evening at home. And instead, the little boy got sick in the store. And so after I got him cleaned up, we went back to my parents, packed up, and left.
I just find it funny because I was debating whether or not to come along.
Yo.
Because I've been feeling under the weather, and I was like, no, I should just power through it and be with my family, And so I went, and then instead of me getting sick, our son got sick.
I'm glad you were there.
Yeah. It would have been a pain for you to deal with that by yourself. But we had a nice day at home.
Yeah.
We came back. We had a pretty chill time. You got some good relaxation time in. Yeah. I got some work done. The kids. He was feeling a lot better when we got home. The kids had a nice time playing together.
Yeah.
It was a good day.
It was. Yeah. There's. Oops. What am I doing here? Where am I?
What have you done?
I don't. They've turned the thing around on me.
Just turn your piece around. There you go.
No, it's supposed to be this way. Right here.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. It's with the white.
Oh, okay.
White doohinky. Okay. Straight down. There we go. Is it supposed to click into this?
Here, I'll move the camera up so people can see what you're doing.
Oh. There we go.
Do you have the other little plate that you're supposed to put on there?
Nope. What is it I'm supposed to put on there?
That.
No, not yet.
I don't see a dark.
I do not either. What have you done? There it is. I found it. Okay, that goes on the top.
Yep.
And there. Okay. All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to turn this bad boy around.
Okay, so it looks like now we're starting to build the ridge that goes across the top of the roof. We built a little this before in the other section, but I think that's what a lot of this stuff is going to be.
Okay. Let's do a little sorting here. Fiona Wolf suggests you could always have a Lego Legolas surfing down the stairs.
Yeah. That might be a fun thing to do, actually.
Sorting this kind of thing is satisfying because there's so many of the same pieces.
Yep. Something that you just don't get in smaller Lego sets.
Yeah.
Is the satisfaction of having so many, like just so many big pieces that you're putting together, or so many of the same piece. This, see, this is going off the edge there. That's gonna
I can see.
clip onto something. Pretty sure. Okay, should I do this page here too?
Yeah, go
Might
for
as
it.
well.
Yeah.
Let's bring this down. Okay. Some crazy little stuff going on here. I don't know exactly what it is.
Put that there. These guys roll off. Come back. Give up.
Right, here you go.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what that's supposed to be, if anything.
If anything.
Oh, is it the top of a column? Maybe?
I don't know. There you
That just sits up on the roof?
That's what I've got. Yeah. Right.
Weird.
Like that.
Oh, maybe it's gonna. Well, it would be a chimney.
I don't know. Very odd. All right. I got this monstrosity.
I'm also trying to figure out why these are broken up like this. You know,
Yeah.
what is the purpose of having these? I think some of these are because you have to have the space to put the direction changing thing on, right? And they want to have multiple. Like what is up with these gaps? Isaac Anderson is calling it a night.
Thank you for joining us.
Yep, thanks for coming. It's always fun.
So this goes here. Where? What? Oh. Here. Okay. Then. Oh, no, but I got excited there. This one. I need 2 of these. Oh, I need to build 2 of these. Okay. Are you looking at spawn stuff?
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I'll pivot this up a little bit. Yeah, I really like how they use these hitch pieces for the little details on the roof.
Yeah, they look great.
And an interesting thing is they actually have the underside of the hitch facing forward.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit extra detail that it makes.
Yeah, this is all the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from the front of this section, you can see how there's like a green row that's made with a different kind of tile that butts up against the underside of the hitch piece from the front.
Fiona Wolf says she's in recharge mode for her brain.
Mm-hmm.
And she says brain 25% defragmented.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And likes the roofing tiles.
Mm-hmm.
How's your hat coming? Actually had 2 family members selling stuff at the craft fair, and neither of them were selling hats. One of them crochets, but she didn't do hats. I was more interested in her jewelry stuff, so I didn't really even look. She had some pillows. It's just a couple things on this page, so you can do a couple.
Okay. Okay, so here we're filling in those pieces, those spaces that I was wondering about. It must just be gaps for how this thing has to be constructed against two vertical tiles. Because, yeah, that makes sense. Because they have to have this piece coming up in the middle. So you have to have two of the orientation changing tiles. So then you have to have two of these to fill in. But that's fun.
Looks seamless.
Yeah. I still wish I knew what that was.
I think you're going to see on the next page.
I think it is a chimney. Which sadly doesn't make sense because there's no...
I don't think it's a chimney.
Oh, it's a little tower.
Okay.
This is fun. I've been looking forward to this little tower build.
Is it going to be a mini version of like this one back here? Do you think?
Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Anne says the hat might win.
All right, should I start on this? You could help me with this if you want, because there's a lot of repeated stuff here. You could start building some of these.
I cannot see. Maybe I could build these thingies. I haven't actually heard if it was a good show or not yet. We kind of left early, earlier than we were anticipating. So
it kind of sounded like maybe it wasn't so much. Like it was a little slow for my sister.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, this tower is a fun little build.
I think my sister doesn't have like a sense financially of whether or not a show is good or not.
She's doing it more as a hobby.
Yeah, I think she was pleased because she nearly had a fight over one of her pillows. She was telling us. A lady was like, I'm going to come back around and get that. And then this other lady swooped in and was like, if I pay for you that right now, will you hold it for me? So she was pleased with herself.
Sounds like Anne had a virtual craft show
on
their channel. Wrong.
What? Did I build it wrong? What did
you put the little lantern?
Oh.
This is satisfying.
Yeah, I heard from David's sister that she doesn't do as well during election years.
Until after the election. But we're after the election. So.
That's true. That is true.
And I mean, it's really not an election anywhere near us.
Yeah.
What was it, Ohio or something?
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? I had a nice time today. We stopped at the little toy shop.
Yeah.
On the way back.
The kids had fallen asleep.
The kids fell asleep, so I went in there while they were sleeping, so I got a chance to browse. You just sat in the car and tweeted.
Yeah,
right?
I was on Twitter.
So I had a chance to look things over good. There's this little toy and collectible shop that's on the way back from Katie's parents that I like to stop at because it's toys and comics, like vintage toys and comics, and they have like some video games and other stuff there too. But it's one of the best shops like that I've ever seen because everything is reasonably priced. Everything in that store is like at or below eBay prices, and the guy knows it. And they're like it's a professional guy. It's not like a it's not like a racket. Like a lot of these places are. It's a guy who it's run by some guys who used to actually sell toys at shows and travel all over the place and stuff. So they know what they're doing.
Do you need one there?
And they price stuff to sell, and it sells. Like I was in there on a Saturday afternoon here, and multiple people came into the store, bought stuff, and left. Wow. I was shopping there for 20 minutes. And this is a little, it's like in a little town in Wisconsin, not a, big Main Street kind of place.
Right.
But everything is just priced really well. They have a lot of comics there, and a lot of their comics they just sell for cover price. So for early 90s or mid 90s stuff, it's like a couple bucks a piece. Everything else that is not priced at cover price is really reasonable and in good shape. Pretty much everything that they sell that is brand new stuff, they're selling at MSRP or less, so they're not charging extra for anything. It's just great. I love it. I found a Star Wars comic and Empire Strikes Back Star Wars storybook, which we had found a hardcover copy of at
a nicer hardcover copy.
Yeah, at Half Price Books a while back, but the copy that we got at Half Price Books is like mildewy, and I haven't been able to unsmell it so far. So, but this was kind of beat up, but it was $1, so it's like I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
And I got a comic of Splinter of the Mind's Eye, which was also kind of beat up, but it was $4. It's like I can walk in there, walk out with a couple fun things for $5.
Yeah.
And there's always something to buy there because they have he has a whole bunch of on the card Power of the Force 2 figures for like $7 a piece. So it's like I know when I go in there, if nothing else, I can just choose one of those that I don't have and walk out with it. Not walk out with it, but pay for it. Right. But like walk out with something cool and support the shop while I'm there,
Fiona Wolf says, side note, he's still going.
Oh.
Fiona Wolf, aren't you supposed to be recharging?
Yes.
Defragmentating or whatever. Suppose God tells you then that you have no right to escape. Those sorts of hypotheticals, like, what if God did this? Like,
he didn't.
But he didn't.
Next question. So this is kind of a cool building technique. So we're making these little peaks by clipping these onto these little pegs. And then they go over the top of this.
Of the little arm?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a nice little detail.
Yep. So there's a little detail under the canopy, and it also helps things
set nice.
Sort of set nice. And then this is where I'm going to have to futz with this a little bit to get things to line up because these pivot on the corners. But that's also something we can mess with later.
Yeah. Anne says that shop sounds absolutely magical.
Yeah, it's great. they have just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
They have lots of different Star Wars stuff. They have lots of different movie stuff. They have G.I. Joe. They have a bunch of Barbie and
Mhm.
doll type stuff. Comics, video games. They have a lot of posters and stuff too. They even have animation cells,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. All very clean.
Yeah.
Just well priced. They don't even charge extra for using a credit card in small amounts. Oh, here, I kept going.
Oh, that's fine. Go ahead. I'll do the
No.
sticker.
Okay, yeah, you do the sticker.
You can finish your tower, and I'll do the sticker.
Okay. Do you want to start doing the sticker?
Yeah,
Looks
which
like
one is
there's
it?
2 of them.
Okay, 2 and 3.
Yep.
I got this. I got it.
Now these, it's supposed to be a frame, so I think these you can do evenly spaced.
All right. Thank you.
Would you like to put this on something to
Thank you.
hold it? Yeah. Anna's making some unhelpful comments about your sticker placing. Oh no, you put it on the wrong orientation.
I did not. You.
Yeah, okay. So Cratesbane. Yeah, so it is called K&B Toys and Collectibles, and it is in Menominee, Wisconsin. So I don't know exactly where you are, if you're, say, between here and Appleton. We live pretty close to the Twin Cities, right across the border from the Twin Cities and Hudson, but we often drive further into Wisconsin to visit our parents. So Menominee is usually on the way to where we're going.
Yeah, it's got Ninja Turtles on the top.
Yep. I think it used to be like a Taco John's or something.
Yes, I think this every single time.
Phenomena. Yeah, I think they sell some stuff on eBay as well, but it's mostly a store. They only really put stuff on eBay if it doesn't sell, and they sell the stuff they put in their store. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like to stop in there once every couple months, and there will be a lot of different stuff from time to time, because they have stuff priced to sell. I've gotten some Black Series stuff, Star Wars Black Series stuff from there that was quite a bit cheaper than you'd find it for on eBay. I've gotten Power of the Force stuff, comics, Katie got some
There's
Lord.
right behind you.
Yeah, these little Lord.
Gandalf's hat falls off.
Yep, these little Lord of the Rings figures. There was a line that came out, I think, around the time of Return of the King. They're sort of posed and painted figures. They had a whole line of. There are actually more of them there today. Katie's had her eye out for them, but they were a little bit more expensive than they were priced when she bought hers.
It's because they know they can get me now.
Gandalf the Black. Yeah, he's a dark gray, I would say.
Yeah,
it's gray. It's pretty dark.
It's quite dark.
Yeah.
Heavy black wash.
Yeah.
All right.
There's just a little bit left.
There are 2 stickers yet in this set, and they're on opposite sticker sheets.
You want to build the little gargoyle?
Sure.
All right, and then next time will be the roof.
The roof.
The big roof.
Yikes.
Oh, Anne worked at a summer camp in Wisconsin, and the cabins were named after the towns.
Oh, fun.
So Doug Wise is wondering what the paintings are. One is a ship to Valinor, and the first is drawing a blank. I think that the first one is probably Gondolin.
That's what I was going to guess.
It's either Gondolin or what is there's another big I mean maybe not Gondolin because it's hard to tell if there's supposed to be mountains around it. What's the other big elf city from the Silmarillion that was just sort of there in the plain?
Right. So this is the gargoyle. Matches one on the other. And it clips above the white piece that we were saying earlier was a gargoyle itself, but that was just the base of it.
Oh, like the tail, like a tail maybe.
Yeah.
Almost. I'm looking at a map of Beleriand, and it's like I can't remember a thing. Isn't there a city that's just this map does not have the cities on it?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. What the city that there's the underground city that oh man, I need to go to sleep.
I don't know.
Luthien's dad was like the king of an underground city.
Okay.
Right? And then there was Gondolin, which was hidden in the mountains.
I bet this is...
But that doesn't look like a city in the mountains. It looks like a city on a plain.
I don't know. It looks kind of mountainy. Like it might be sort of built.
Oh yeah, that could be. Yeah, here. Could it be based on this?
Yeah.
Picture?
Yeah, so it's like a mountain sort of in the middle of it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's almost certainly Gondolin then. Okay, let's see. Cities. What was I thinking of? I don't know what I was thinking of. Cities. Yeah, Gondolin.
Doug Wise is wondering about
Men-
the ship.
Menegroth is what I was thinking of
Oh.
for the underground city.
Yeah, that doesn't look like that.
It's not. Yeah, Nogrod. Yeah, it must be Gondolin.
Doug Wise suggests that maybe the ship is Rivendell.
Yeah. I think a lot of these paintings are based on they're based on the Alan Lee paintings. So let's see if I search for Alan Lee. Yeah, like something like this.
It doesn't have a swan.
Yeah.
What was that first one? That one.
This one.
That looks like that.
Oh yeah, that's it.
With that.
Yep, it's the. And see, it's from the maybe it's John Howe. It's inspired by one of the murals that was in Rivendell in the movie that John Howe and Alan Lee did. So it's John Howe.
Great Spain says clearly it's the ship Galadriel jumps off of in Rings of Power.
Yep, that's definitely.
Yeah, all of these are actually belong in the set as inspired from the movies, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is definitely it here. I wish I could find a better image of it, but
yeah,
if you search for Rivendell murals by Alan Lee, it comes up. Yeah, if you search for Rivendell murals, Alan Lee, and then maybe let's see if we search for Gondolin. Yep, there's the Gondolin one.
Yep, it's got that round tower.
Yep. They're a little bit different. These are more look like individual paintings, whereas the ones from the movie are a mural.
Yeah, and kind of have.
Yep. We found it.
Figured it out. All right, guys. Next, we're opening 7, 8, and 37, 38, and 39 together all at once to do this roof.
Yep. And this roof actually will go fast.
It will.
The other one went really fast. There's a trick actually to lining these all up, which is to use a long brick to pivot them in line, so you don't have to sit and align everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was a good evening.
Yes.
Some good building here. Thanks everyone for coming.
Some other people got some projects worked on while they're listening. That's always fun to do things together. It's always fun to chat. We're gonna try if we can to do some other streams on different topics soon. So watch for that. I think we're gonna maybe just talk about some books on Monday. Yep. So one thing that we started doing is we started just making a spreadsheet of our book collection. So we're going through and cataloging things so we can reference it. Yep. Especially as we buy and receive as gifts books for the kids, it becomes difficult to remember. Yep. Yeah. Do we have this book? Is it in good condition? Yep. Great Spain suggests getting to church tomorrow, and I would like to go to church. It's potluck, but we'll see how the kids are feeling. If my son is throwing up again tomorrow, then that might be out. But I think we're on the mend. Yeah, I think so too. I've said that so many times this year. All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Have a good one.